And tonight we begin with a severe weather alert. The snow has stopped, but a wind chill watch remains in effect. Temperatures are expected to plummet overnight.
And right now, snowplow drivers are still trying to clear the highways. There's a live look here at Route 95 at the Mass Rhode Island state line.
Many local schools have already canceled for tomorrow. We do have a list running across the bottom of your screen. We've also posted the closings on our website, WPRI.com. RIPTA, meantime, is resuming regular service tomorrow, but there could be some delays and detours. All day long, we've had a team of reporters and photographers out in the snow tracking the conditions. And
Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca has been tracking the storm every step of the way. He joins us now with the latest. Are we out of the woods, Tony?
Oh, Mike and Shannon, the worst of this storm just about over. I mean, the heavy snow is gone. We've got a few leftover snow showers. Still getting some gusty wind on the backside of it, but not nearly as strong as it was earlier today. Pretty significant 12-hour storm. We take a look at the satellite and radar composite. You don't see as much blue in your TV set indicating heavy snow. Got a couple of random snow showers out towards Connecticut and offshore near Block Island. These will continue to diminish. The storm itself continues to be quite strong now, moving into the Canadian Maritimes with hurricane force winds. In fact, we had hurricane force gusts out across Cape Cod today. So the storm is spinning away on the backside of it. Still some gusty wind, and that's helping to draw in some colder air. Temperatures right now, nothing really unusual for this time of year, but these numbers are really going to nosedive overnight, especially Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A reinforcing shot of very, very cold air is on the way. Winds are still busy, gusting 35 to as much as 41 miles per hour down in Newport, so it's making the temperatures feel colder. But look at these wind gusts today during the height of the storm. 71 miles per hour, Block Island, Nantucket to hurricane force, Quonset, Charlestown, Prudence Island, all close to 50. Even Smithfield was gusting 40, 45 miles per hour. Snowfall accumulations are a few random cities and towns, anywhere from 10 to 16 inches of snow, 15 inches here in East Providence, West Warwick coming in at 14, Cumberland at 14, Pawtucket at 16 inches of snow. Looking at Bristol at 16 and a half, Cumberland 14, North Providence 14, as well as Warwick, Burrville at 13, and Westerly at around 11. So many communities and double-digit snowfall totals. And again, a satellite photo looks promising as the storm pulls away. The next big weather story will be the temperatures. Wind chill watch has been issued for Friday, and we do expect wind chills to be running well below zero. Extremely cold conditions, not just Friday, but Saturday and even into Sunday. We'll take a look at those numbers as another shot of colder air is on the way. The full forecast 7-day outlook is coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, thank you, Tony. And the snow has stopped, but the cleanup continues. Snowplow drivers getting to the main roads first, but if you live on a side street, you're going to have to be patient. You're
still being urged to stay off the road so that crews can do their jobs. Eyewitness News reporter Steph Machado and her photographer Corey Welch are driving around in Breaking News 1 right now. Steph, how are the roads looking at this point?
Well, we're in full cleanup mode right now. I'm going to show you right now. We are in Cranston. We're checking out the side roads off of Pontiac Avenue in the eastern side of the city, and you can see the roads are still snow covered. It's obviously stopped snowing, and the plows have made a number of rounds here, but there's still snow on the ground. It's still slippery. There's been some spots with really big snow piles, and what we've seen a couple times is when a big wind gust comes in, it really blows around these big fluffy snow piles, and that contributes to a little bit lower visibility than you might normally have, and so it's still slow going on the side roads. Now we're going to show you some video that we shot just in the last hour. We checked out the highway, which is looking much better than side roads. 95 in Providence, looking pretty clean. DOT plows out there treating the highways. Of course, they are wet, and there's a deep freeze coming up. We also saw plows on the main roads in the cities. This one clearing Smith Street near the State House. State offices will be back open tomorrow, but the governor has put an adverse weather policy in place, so employees will be able to use a personal day or unpaid day because of the weather. Now, as cars continue to struggle to drive around in this slippery snow, we spotted a man from Providence who was traveling on two wheels, flashing lights for safety on his bicycle, pedaling right through the snow.
I have studded tires, and so the studs, when they're icy patches, keep me from flipping over and falling.
Do you feel safer on a bike than in a car?
Yes, definitely feel safer on a bike than on a car. And usually when people see me on the bike and they're in a car, they give me a wide berth. They say, that guy's crazy, I don't want to deal with him. And so it's safe. I certainly feel safer than I would in a car, and I certainly feel like I have more space from cars than I usually do on the roads.
Definitely not something that I would attempt. We're back here live on the roads in Cranston. Again, as I said, still a good amount of snow on the roads. We've got high winds blowing around. If you're in a smaller car, those winds could really affect your driving as well. Now, the governor is asking people to stay off the roads tonight so that crews have time to clean it all up for your morning commute tomorrow. So if you can do that, you'll be better off. Live in Breaking News 1, I'm Steph Machado, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Steph. New tonight, a pair of bystanders pulled two people out of a car before it's hit by a train. It happened in Bridgewater this afternoon. An MBTA commuter train slammed into the car, throwing it into nearby gates and a control shed, exposing live wires. You can see what's left of the car right there. The bystanders were able to help the driver and passenger get out of the car in time. No injuries were reported. Police say they're still investigating.
This is Route 6 in Seekonk. It's back open tonight after a tractor trailer got stuck this afternoon. It ended up jackknifed and blocked traffic going westbound. This incident happened shortly after Governor Gina Raimondo banned tractor trailers on the roadways in the Ocean State. A tow truck eventually showed up and removed the tractor trailer.
Well, as snow plowing continues, you're going to want to obey your city or town's parking ban. Providence Mayor Jorge Alorza tells us cars still parked on city streets are being towed. The parking ban went into effect at 10 o'clock this morning, and by noon, we're told some 40 cars had been towed. Eyewitness News reporter Caroline Goggin has spent the day in the capital city. She joins us now from the Providence Mobile Newsroom. Caroline?
Well, Shannon, the snow has finally let up here in the city of Providence. Clearly, the wind has not let up yet, but cleanup continues in downtown Providence tonight. Some of these crew members have been out since 2 o'clock in the morning, and they really have done a fantastic job. We've been here in Burnside Park all day long. More than a foot of snow is now completely cleared off the ground in this area. But as these crew members continued to clean up tonight, they had some company, some Providence residents who were out and about after hours at home. A walk in the snow to curb some cabin fever.
We had to get out of the house.
Feels good to be out.
When the storm began to settle down in Providence Thursday night, residents who spent the day cooped up decided to venture out.
It's just a beautiful night. I mean, the snow is coming down heavy and there's not too many cars or people around. And we thought what a great opportunity to enjoy the city.
The Tompkins family had walked about a mile through the city by the time we caught up with them. So had the Murners, who were on their way to dinner.
It's good to have a day to work from home and relax. And as long as we don't have to be anywhere, it's good.
For anyone who will have to travel in the morning, Providence's Parks Department has you covered. 100 pieces of equipment out on the roads throughout the day, plowing curb to curb constantly.
They're doing a really good job. The city and the state, they seem to be doing a great job.
I'm glad I'm not driving, but I think I could because the roads are really in good shape.
For Dominic Tompkins, this might be a storm he never forgets. He has 2 days left of winter break at home, set to go back to college in Florida on Saturday. Talk about unlucky timing.
Yeah, I thought I could get away from the snow the whole break, but a couple days left, I finally got it.
Bad luck for Dominic at this point. I did talk to the mayor's office about 2 hours ago. They tell me that the parking ban is still in effect here in the city of Providence tonight. They do have a call in with the directors of different departments tonight, and at that point they will decide when the parking ban will be lifted here in the capital city. Stay with Eyewitness News. We'll tell you when that does happen. Reporting live in Providence, I'm Caroline Goggin, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Caroline. Parts of coastal Massachusetts dealt with some serious flooding today. Here's some new video here from Marshfield, where the National Guard rescued several families trapped in their homes today. Those who were stranded were placed in the back of a truck and brought to a fire station where they were reunited with family members. And you got to check out this scene. This is Scituate, Massachusetts. Waves began crashing over the Scituate seawall, causing flooding along the waterfront and in parts of town. About 20 people had to be evacuated by the National Guard. Now, ice chunks were even seen floating in the middle of the road. Eyewitness News reporter Sheena Lasciuto is live in the weather yard with more incredible video. Sheena.
Well, the world has been watching as this severe weather hits us here on the East Coast. And like you just showed us, Massachusetts has quite the cleanup ahead. From the Marshfield to Nantucket, the coast of Massachusetts hit with high tide Thursday, on top of pummeling blizzard conditions.
The National Weather Service is speculating today marked the highest high tide on record in Massachusetts.
In his own words, Governor Baker calling this a significant storm with historic flooding. A double threat from Mother Nature, and officials are warning the public there could be a third come Friday.
The temperatures are forecasted to drop quickly, posing a threat for flash freezes.
This video taken along the waterfront in Boston, a restaurant surrounded in water. And in the Scituate Harbor, chunks of ice flowing around homes. As far as cleanup goes, the governor says it depends on the weather going forward, but he's asking that people do their part and just stay safe.
Continue to check for updates from your cities and towns related to school cancellations and other delays, and keep an eye out for important instructions from your neighborhood from local officials.
Governor Baker is also urging everyone to stay inside and off the road so that cleanup is easier for the crews out there. I'm Sheena Lasciuto, Eyewitness News.
Well, the storm not only dumped several inches of snow, it also brought some strong winds.
And the winds on Block Island at one point reached 69 miles per hour. With strong winds comes the possibility of power outages. Now, according to National Grid, just over 100 customers in the Ocean State are still without power. Now, according to Eversource, about 500 customers are without power in Bristol County, Massachusetts. Not that bad for a storm where power outages were a major concern for us.
Now let's go over to southeastern Massachusetts Mobile Newsroom. That's where we find Eyewitness News reporter Kate Walsh in New Bedford.
We are in New Bedford, not far from the ocean, where the story here isn't necessarily about the accumulation of snow, but the power of the wind blowing the snow sideways. At last check, about 700 Eversource Energy customers were without power in New Bedford, and almost half the town of nearby Mattapoisett was in the dark. It started just like any other typical winter weather day in New Bedford, a mix of rain and snow and some wind, expected for a city on the sea. But quickly it changed. Rain turned to snow. The wind picked up.
Threats remain very real.
Mayor John Mitchell warning that the wet, messy roads could turn to a sheet of ice, despite plow trucks' best efforts, and the strong wind potentially knocking out power.
And it really started to pick up and collecting, and it's like really harsh.
The rapidly worsening weather caused D&B Burgers owners to change their mind about opening.
I appreciate my staff for coming in and braving the weather to help open up the restaurant and do some prep, but you know, we're going to cook some burgers and we're going to go home.
In the South End, Carla Amaral did open Novo Mundo, which specializes in rotisserie chickens.
We have a lot of people that just walk in the neighborhood, so those were the ones that have come in, because we're limited to park.
She made money off customers still buying chickens last night to eat at home today, as the mayor requested anyone who didn't have to go out to stay home. Just before news time, New Bedford Public Schools tweeted that they would be closed for another snow day on Friday. In New Bedford, Kate Walsh, Eyewitness News.
And with dropping temperatures and dangerously cold wind chill, there are several warming centers open throughout Rhode Island, and here are just a few of them. Memorial Hall, that's at the University of Rhode Island campus, the Fogarty Housing Community Room in Central Falls, the Cranston Senior Center, and the East Greenwich Police Department. We have a full list of the emergency shelters. It's on our website, WPRI.com.